Golden rays of sunlight danced across the surface of the river. Among the soft green grass and tiny scattered pebbles along the riverbank, a young fox named Lulu stood with her delicate ears perked up. Lulu had always chased after the greatest story in the world, but today felt different. There was something unusual in the air, an unfamiliar scent, as if someone had tossed the smell of a hidden treasure into the wind. Lulu twitched her ears and gazed toward the flowing water. The gentle ripples shimmered with soft reflections of light, and suddenly, a faint blue glow burst from beneath the surface. Surprise filled Lulu's eyes, but along with it came a spark of courage. "What could that be?" she whispered to herself. Leaping forward, she reached the river's edge and spotted a small magical stone resting near the glowing water. The stone seemed alive, its inner light shifting gently as if it were trying to tell a forgotten story, one buried between rusty old trees and ancient secrets. Lulu carefully picked up the stone with her soft paw. The moment she touched it, something inside her changed. She felt the world around her expand, as if she had stepped onto the first page of the greatest story ever told. The old secrets of the riverbank, secrets known only to ancient creatures and elder foxes, were now ready to unfold before Lulu. Lulu walked along the riverbank with the magical stone held gently in her paw. With every step, the soft blades of grass rustled beneath her, and the cool sound of the flowing water filled her heart with a strange excitement. The stone's glow was growing brighter, and as Lulu leaned closer to look at it, a tiny river fairy appeared before her. In a delicate voice, the fairy said, "Lulu, you have touched the magical stone that protects me. You must understand that the river hides many secrets. Some secrets are filled with joy, and some with danger." Lulu's ears shot up. She had never heard such words by the river before. "Secrets? What kind of secrets?" she asked without thinking. The fairy nodded gently. "This stone will show you paths that only a clever and brave fox can follow. Hidden treasures beneath the river, secret trails in the forest, and stories of ancient creatures. Everything will unfold for you. But remember, every secret comes with a test." Lulu felt determination rise inside her. She knew she wanted to accept this magical invitation. In the flickering reflections of light on the river's surface, her eyes shimmered with courage and curiosity. And so, Lulu's journey truly began. From the riverbank where every wave carried a new secret, and every whisper of the breeze brought a new challenge. By the riverside, Lulu held the glowing stone steady with her tiny paw. In its shimmering light, she spotted something hidden beneath the water, a tiny magical ship, visible only through the flickering reflection of the stone. "What is that?" Lulu asked in astonishment. The fairy's gentle voice echoed once again. "This ship will take you to the treasure of the 300 guilds, hidden deep beneath the river. But be warned, the path is not easy. You will need both the sharpness of your mind and the courage of your heart." Lulu flicked her little tail and felt a strong determination rise within her. She began climbing toward the small doorway of the ship, but as soon as she set her paw inside, a shadowy fish-like guardian emerged from the depths. Its eyes glowed like blades slicing through the light, and its jaws looked ready to defend the treasure with fierce loyalty. Lulu remembered the small spark of power hidden within the stone's light. She held it close to her heart and whispered softly, "I don't seek treasure alone. I want to understand the secrets of the river." The guardian fish froze in surprise and slowly moved aside. A deep underwater passage opened before her. In the faint glow of the magical light, the markings of the 300 guilds treasure shimmered, an ancient treasure meant only for the brave and the wise. Lulu knew that, like every secret, this treasure too was a test, one that would teach her the greatest lessons of her life. Lulu stepped inside the magical ship, and the gentle waves of the river embraced her like welcoming arms. Beneath the water, soft rays of light shimmered, and each glowing beam pointed toward a new hidden pathway. The stone's light grew even stronger, as if acknowledging the courage rising in Lulu's heart. The fairy spoke, "This path opens only for those who trust both their wisdom and the truth within their heart. Every scale, every shimmer, every deep ripple in the water carries meaning. You must remain careful at every step." Lulu entered the secret underwater passage. Suddenly, a small aquatic creature appeared before her, leaping excitedly in the glow of the magical stone. Without speaking, it signaled that ahead lay a difficult path, one that only purity of heart and sharpness of mind could overcome. Lulu thought to herself, "This treasure isn't just gold or jewels. It is the treasure of the river's secrets and ancient stories." Slowly and carefully she moved forward, surrounded by the cool waves. Then, a sudden flash of light revealed the faint outline of the treasure's chest. Lulu tightened her grip on the glowing stone and promised herself that whatever lessons the river wished to teach her, she would understand them fully before returning. For a moment, she looked back toward the riverbank above, where the sun's golden rays were dancing with the water, and then she decided, this magical path would lead her to her greatest discovery yet. A discovery that would reveal not only the treasure, but the true depth of her own courage and wisdom. Lulu held onto the magical ship with her tiny paws as she moved deeper into the underwater passage. The glowing stone now filled the entire ship with a soft blue light, and every shimmering ray strengthened the courage in her heart. With each step, the underwater scenery changed. Small pond-like chambers, colorful fish, and sparkling stones, as if each one hid an ancient secret of the river. Suddenly, an ancient river tree appeared, standing firm with its deep roots spread across the riverbed. At its center rested a small treasure chest, clearly the symbol of the 300 guilds treasure. But when Lulu came closer, she saw the chest was locked, and on it was written a riddle. Only one whose heart shines with courage, and whose mind glows with wisdom, can open this chest. Lulu thought to herself, "This is the moment I came here for." She held the glowing stone close to her heart and gave her small tail a gentle twitch. A strange light burst from the stone and touched the chest. Instantly, the chest unlocked on its own. Inside, Lulu found not only gold and jewels, but ancient books, maps, and stories of the river's deepest secrets. She gently opened one of the books with her paw and read that every treasure's true purpose is not to be taken, but to teach, to guide, and to transform. The fairy's soft voice echoed, "See, Lulu, your true treasure is your courage, your cleverness, and the purity of your heart. These treasures will teach you all the secrets of the river and brighten your world." Lulu lifted the stone, gathered the books and maps, and felt a spark of hope within her. This was only the beginning of a new life, a new story rising from the riverbank, where every secret and every treasure would lead her forward, into a world where knowledge, magic, and bravery walk side by side. Lulu held the magical stone and the treasure books tightly in her paw as she moved deeper into the glowing pathway along the riverbank. The cool waves touched her feet as if welcoming her, and gentle rays of light shimmered across the stones. With every step, a new story of the river revealed itself. Tiny fish-like creatures playing nearby, ancient markings hidden beneath old tree roots, and symbols that whispered forgotten tales. The fairy spoke softly, "Lulu, you have found your first discovery, but the true lesson is still ahead. Every secret of the river teaches one thing. Without courage, wisdom, and love, no treasure is complete." Lulu thought to herself, "This is the moment when I must face my fears." As she moved forward, a deep, dark cave appeared before her. The magical stone flickered softly, and faint sounds of flowing water echoed from within. Gathering her courage, Lulu stepped inside. On the cave walls, she saw ancient drawings and carvings telling stories of old river creatures and forgotten secrets. Suddenly, a small magical fish-like guardian appeared, a guardian meant to test her bravery and her mind. Lulu held the stone close to her heart and whispered, "I am not here out of fear. I am here for truth, and for the lessons." The guardian nodded, and in the center of the cave, a hidden passage slowly opened. Beyond it lay a new treasure and new secrets, treasures not just of wealth, but of knowledge, courage, and purity of heart. Lulu decided that this path would lead her to her greatest discovery. Her journey to understand every secret of the river had only just begun. In the soft glow of the magical light, her eyes sparkled with determination, and a new hope shone brightly within her heart. Lulu stepped deeper into the cave, where gentle rays of light shimmered around her with the soft movement of the water. With every step, the ancient carvings and paintings on the walls seemed to test her courage and intelligence. Some markings could only be understood by a pure heart and a wise mind. Suddenly, a strange magical shadow appeared, drifting through the water. With its long fluid arms, it tried to block Lulu's path. In a quiet, echoing voice, it said, "Only one who faces their fears and trusts in the truth of their heart may pass." Lulu thought to herself, "I am not here for treasure. I am here for truth, and for the lessons." She held the glowing stone close to her heart and took a deep breath. Instantly, the shadow softened, and a small magical river gate opened before her. Beyond the gate lay a vast water chamber, at the center of which rested a treasure adorned with ancient pearls and gems. But at the edge of the chamber waited another test. tiny magical fish-like creatures floated at the surface of the water, silently assessing the purity of the heart and the sharpness of the mind of anyone who approached. Lulu slowly dipped her tiny paw into the water and stepped forward. The cool waves embraced her gently. With each step, the glowing stone shimmered softly, as if confirming her courage and clarity. The magical fish quietly gave way, and the light guiding her toward the treasure grew stronger. At last, Lulu reached the treasure. Inside were not only gold and jewels, but old books and maps, keepers of all the river's secrets and stories. Lulu thought, "This treasure is not just wealth. It is the greatest lesson in knowledge, courage, and purity of heart." Holding the stone, the books, and the maps close to her, Lulu made a firm decision. She would understand every secret of the river and carry its wisdom back to her world. Lulu clutched the treasure stone, the ancient books, and the maps tightly in her paw as she moved toward the glowing pathway deep inside the river. With every step, the gentle rustle of the water and the shimmering reflections of light filled her with new courage. This was not merely a journey toward treasure. It was a journey to understand the river's secrets and to test her own wisdom and bravery. The fairy's soft voice echoed, "Lulu, you have made your first great discovery, but now you must bring the river's secrets into your life. The true lesson is to understand every secret and to appreciate every treasure." Lulu thought that this path would not just lead her to jewels or gold, but to the treasures of knowledge, courage, and purity of heart. As she moved forward, she noticed the rays of the glowing stone guiding her toward a magical tree of light deep within the river. This tree gathered all the river's secrets within its branches, where ancient symbols and markings were slowly emerging. Beneath the tree lay a small magical treasure chest, another form of the 300 guilds treasure. But this chest required a test. To open it, Lulu had to prove her courage, wisdom, and purity. She held the glowing stone close to her chest and whispered softly, "I am here to learn and understand, not just to claim a treasure." The moment she spoke, the chest unlocked on its own, and a gentle glow inside lit up Lulu's heart. Inside were not only gold and jewels, but ancient books, maps, and the deepest secrets of the river. Lulu realized that this discovery would reveal new paths in her world. By valuing every secret of the river, she would fill her life with light and knowledge. Lolo held the magical stone, the ancient books, and the maps tightly in her paws as she stepped into the deepest pathway of the river. The gentle waves and shimmering beams of light surrounded her from all sides, as if the river itself was testing her courage and wisdom. The fairy's voice echoed softly in her ears. "Lolo, you have shown your bravery by reaching the treasure, but the greatest depth of the river will test your thoughts, patience, and understanding. Here lie the hidden secrets and lessons that only a pure heart can see." Lolo felt in her heart that this was her greatest challenge yet. As she moved forward, a deep and dark water basin appeared before her. At its center glowed a radiant source of light. Within that glowing center swam an ancient, magical fish-like guardian whose eyes followed Lolo's every move. The guardian silently signaled that only if Lolo proved her courage, wisdom, and purity of heart would she be allowed to reach the river's greatest secret. Holding the light stone close to her chest, Lolo slowly stepped into the basin. With every step, the glow grew stronger, and the guardian nodded gently. At last, Lolo reached the center, where not only treasures but ancient books, maps, and the stories that held all the river's secrets were kept. She realized, this treasure is not just riches, but the greatest lesson of knowledge, courage, and purity of heart. The fairy whispered, "See, Lolo, the real treasure isn't what comes into your hands, but the wisdom and lessons you carry in your heart." Lolo felt proud of her bravery and cleverness. She decided that she would take her discoveries back to her world, where every secret, every lesson, and every treasure would become a symbol of light and knowledge. Lolo held the treasures, the books, and the magical stone tightly in her paws as she began her journey upward from the depths of the river. The gentle waves whispered around her, and the shimmering rays of light encouraged her at every step. The fairy's voice echoed once more. "Lolo, you have now seen all the secrets of the river, but remember, the real lesson is how you carry these discoveries back into your world. Every secret, every treasure is meant to create a light within your heart." Lolo thought deeply. This journey had not only taught her courage and cleverness, but also that the true treasure was not gold or jewels. It was knowledge, wisdom, and purity of heart. As she moved upward, the water's soft ripples brushed against her paws, and the dancing reflections of light created a magical atmosphere around her. Along the way, she saw tiny magical fish-like guardians, who nodded gently as if confirming the power of the light stone and Lolo's bravery. With every step, she felt more certain that this discovery was not just for her, but for her entire world. At last, Lolo reached the river's surface again, where the golden sunlight played beautifully across the water. The light stone cast a gentle glow around her, forming a circle of radiance, and each shimmering beam reflected the courage and wisdom of her heart. Lolo knew now that she was ready to begin the true journey of her life. A life where the river's secrets and treasures would give her the chance to fill her world with knowledge, courage, and the purity of a bright, glowing heart. Lulu held the magical stone and the treasure books tightly in her paw as she moved deeper into the glowing pathway along the riverbank. The cool waves touched her feet as if welcoming her, and gentle rays of light shimmered across the stones. With every step, a new story of the river revealed itself. Tiny fish-like creatures playing nearby, ancient markings hidden beneath old tree roots, and symbols that whispered forgotten tales. The fairy spoke softly. "Lulu, you have found your first discovery, but the true lesson is still ahead. Every secret of the river teaches one thing. Without courage, wisdom, and love, no treasure is complete." Lulu thought to herself, "This is the moment when I must face my fears." As she moved forward, a deep, dark cave appeared before her. The magical stone flickered softly, and faint sounds of flowing water echoed from within. Gathering her courage, Lulu stepped inside. On the cave walls, she saw ancient drawings and carvings telling stories of old river creatures and forgotten secrets. Suddenly, a small magical fish-like guardian appeared. A guardian meant to test her bravery and her mind. Lulu held the stone close to her heart and whispered, "I am not here out of fear. I am here for truth, and for the lessons." The guardian nodded, and in the center of the cave, a hidden passage slowly opened. Beyond it lay a new treasure and new secrets, treasures not just of wealth, but of knowledge, courage, and purity of heart. Lulu decided that this path would lead her to her greatest discovery. Her journey to understand every secret of the river had only just begun. In the soft glow of the magical light, her eyes sparkled with determination, and a new hope shone brightly within her heart. Lulu stood at the riverbank, gazing at the glowing stone and the treasure maps. The gentle ripples whispered around her, and each flickering beam of light filled her heart with courage. Now, all the river's stories and secrets lay before her, but the greatest lesson was still ahead. The fairy spoke softly. "Lulu, you have seen the treasures and understood all the secrets of the river, but remember, the real treasure is not in seeing or obtaining, but in holding it in your heart and using it in your life. Every secret, every story, and every bit of magic lives only when it is learned and shared." Lulu thought deeply. What she had learned could not only light her own path, but also bring light to her world. The gentle glow of the water and the magic of the stone sparked a new understanding within her. Every discovery, every treasure, and every secret is a lesson that strengthens the heart and sharpens the mind. She held the books and maps tightly in her paws and decided she would carry the river's secrets into her world, so that others could also learn this lesson, that true treasure is not wealth, but knowledge, courage, and purity of heart. Stepping into the river's gentle waves, she felt the light grow with each step, as if the river itself was blessing her. Every glimmer reassured her that her journey was not yet over. It was leading her to a new beginning. The fairy whispered softly, "Now you are ready to bring light and knowledge to your world. Every secret, every treasure, and every lesson is with you." Lulu decided in her heart that she would share the lessons of her journey with her world and spread the magic of the river to every heart, so that everyone could discover the true treasures through courage and wisdom. Lulu held the glowing stone, the books, and the maps tightly in her paws as she stood at the riverbank and took a deep breath. The golden rays of the sun shimmered on the water's surface, and every glimmer of light filled her heart with a new strength. The fairy's voice spoke gently. "Lulu, you have seen all the secrets of the river and understood the treasures, but the most important lesson is that all of this was possible because of your courage, wisdom, and purity of heart. The true treasure is not what you hold in your hands, but what resides in your heart and lights up your life." Lulu thought to herself that the discoveries she had made could become a light not just for her, but for her entire world. Every secret, every story, every magic, and every treasure was now safely stored in her heart, and she was ready to share them with others. She held the treasure maps and books tightly in her paws and began walking along the riverbank. The soft whispers of the waves and the gentle glimmer of light assured her that she was on the right path. Lulu realized that she would now bring the light of knowledge, courage, and purity into her world, so that everyone could discover the true treasures within themselves. The fairy whispered softly, "Now you are ready, Lulu. The secrets and treasures of the river are with you. Every lesson, every magic, and every light is in your heart. Share it, and brighten your world. Lulu lifted the glowing stone high, and she felt the light expanding around her, as if all the powers of the river had joined her. She knew this was not an ending, but the beginning of a new journey, a life where every secret, every treasure, and every lesson would illuminate her heart and her world. Smiling, Lulu looked toward the water, and with the gentle waves and the shimmering reflections of light guiding her, she set off on her new path, a path where knowledge, courage, and purity of heart would always be by her side.